Hello, how you doing? This is Dolphas, and today I'm at the Naval Base Seabees Museum, located in Point Hueneme. We're going to talk about the lifestyle, the Seabees, how it all began, and why it's important to learn our history. It's all entertainment also. It's fun and educational. You're going to see all those gadgets that they used back in the days, why America is a great country. Thank you for joining me, and we're going to start right now. Thank you. Let's go inside to take a look what's inside the U.S. Navy Seabee Museum. We'll go from there. There's a certain place where they could train a lot of soldiers to, just in case if they get an attack. So they would shake up the Humvee and then just to prep you up to get you ready for any situation in the actual combat unit. On May 6, 2013, this mine-resistant ambush-protected vehicle, MRAP, was traveling through the secluded desert of Afghanistan with sign number 2 Husker. Passing through in a foreign country could be scary. Knowingly some are anti-American. In a vehicle, everyone must stay awake to maintain vigilant with sniper attack. Surviving the hostile environment, you only have each other to depend on. While on the road, no one expects the passenger seats will have a loud explosion. A few minutes the sailors were unconscious. When they awoken, they had 2 bodily injury. Person sitting at the back had a head injury. Despite the pain they felt, the driver continued to maneuver and successfully made it to the military base called Ghazni to seek medical attention. The unit claimed the 4 heroic Seabees did a remarkable job. Meanwhile, on investigation, the report annotated no death incident because the MRAP performed a job it was supposed to do. As you can see behind me, there's like a truck where they recruited all the young people to join the CV battalion. August 23, 1943. The Navy was recruiting men ages 17 to 50. Most are working in the farm. The trucks provided brochure to encourage civilians to join. Visiting the museum will replicate the history to the present. The military needed people to join to construct roads, buildings, and bridges overseas. Most people who joined were inexperienced to constructions. The servicemen offered charming salaries and also advantage to enlist the battalion. Boot camp was 3 months long. New recruits were trained with hand-to-hand combat. Rest was history. I highly suggest you watch The Fighting Seabees. It's a classic movie. It's a black and white, but I believe they made the movie in colors now. The star was John Wayne. He talked about a lot about how the Seabees started out and how they became part of the Department of the Navy. Very, very educational and very entertaining movie, even though it's an old classic movie. At the time when the Seabees needed people to join the team, the famous actor John Wayne, aka Duke, played the role The Fighting Seabees. The movie became a box office hit at the time, and as of today, it is well known across the world. If you like classic war movies, I would recommend taking the time to watch the film. It is based on true events. There's so much to learn and very fascinating how Americans fought the Japanese when they tried to conquer the Philippines. It's amazing how the CB had all those equipment back in 1940s, and they have all this equipment already. All those heavy equipments that they could lift all those heavy rocks or metals, heavy trash or rocks that's hard to move. Caterpillar D7 was popular bulldozer. It could remove unwanted rocks or stone in the area. To establish territory, during the World War II, construction companies were having difficulty ordering the heavy equipment because Seabees purchased them before they could assemble them. The military supported the ads to keep the trusted name in the market. As of today, Seabees recommend the product. The Seabees are continuing to train personnel to build new structures in the classroom or out the field. Former President Reagan wore the uniform at the Santa Barbara Ranch to say thank you for taking the control of the compound. During the deployment, the families are very happy when they come back from the long deployment and also to see their kids and loved ones. And it's very, very good feelings after a long, hard day work during the wartime. The M17 gas mask, they have that available just in case if there's an enemy that throws like chemical warfare so you don't breathe it. They would put a filter so you don't breathe it. Seabees has mastered all the obstacles that comes in their way. They managed to overcome everything, and they also upgraded their equipment, whether it's water, air, land, or sea. In Antarctica, the Seabees is assisting the National Science Foundation. The MP3 Alpha nuclear plant was operated from 1962 to 1972. The reactor plant was producing power throughout the United States. The project was discontinued. Let's take a look at this guard shack. They could see from the top, guard all the enemy or foes from the distance. The timber tower takes 191 hours to construct. Everyone will stand the watch to oversee the enemies. Towers are used in Africa and in Afghanistan. The Humvees have 4 passenger seats. This is not recommended for intense combat strike. Most of the time it's utilized to transport heavy equipment to C-130 aircraft. At first the Army used this vehicle to Iraq until exposed to IED, they discovered it is vulnerable. The body has a strong armor. It is enough to protect yourself from stray bullets. General MacArthur has a lot of respect for the Seabees, and his famous words is, "The only problem with the Seabees I have is we don't have enough of them." In 1926, Congress approved to wear the pilot's goggles and helmet. Each costs $3.95, which is equivalent to $50 today with the price. Navy pilots is the best when it comes to the aviation. They are well trained to attack the enemies and land in a limited space such as aircraft carrier and gators, which is decommissioned. Rear Admiral Lewis Combs wore the Mark II. At nighttime, it gets lonely in the deployment. Soldiers would write to their loved ones, to their wife, their family, just have a moment away. Some people would write their diaries, some people would read their magazines, their favorite magazines. You have all the time in the world, you have all the downtime. Back then also they didn't have no computers. They used a typewriter. So, could you imagine how lonely? Just stay positive. It's what you make of it. I hate to say goodbye. I had a great time researching this and sharing this with you. And if you can, please subscribe to my channel. And until next time, I'll see you again. And you have a nice day, okay? Thank you.